Hey, chicas, welcome back to another episode of It's for the Chicas. I'm Anaí.
And I'm Giselle, and this is episode 37.
Episode 37.
37.
Dang,
We're
I
close
can't.
to 50.
I know. I was going to say we're close to 40. But for today's episode, we just have some catching up on the new Texas laws, and then we're going to play a little question game. It'll be like a quick episode. I don't think we'll hit an hour, but I don't know.
Never know.
But before we get started, how are you? How's your weekend? It's a long weekend. Hope everybody's enjoying it.
It was good. We did Robbie's birthday party this weekend. You were there. And then today's the Monday, Labor Day, but it feels like a Sunday for me.
I know, but I feel good. Like, I feel like, okay, tomorrow, like, we only have 4 days of work.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you know, like,
sure.
I don't feel, like, exhausted over the weekend.
Oh, yeah. And you drove to...
South Padre.
Y'all crazy.
Dude, but it didn't feel that bad.
Really?
Like, I mean, I didn't drive, so... I didn't feel it. But...
did y'all come back the same day? Or
no,
this
we ended
morning?
up coming back today.
Okay.
Yeah, but we still wanted to leave early. Like, I think we started heading out, like, at 7.
Oh, okay.
Because we wanted to avoid, like, everybody coming back into town. Like, all that traffic. But it was, like, a very spur of the moment staying over there. Because we were just going to come back the same day. We weren't going to rent a place or anything. And then on our way there, Henry was like, oh, just get a room, like, just so we can chill. Like, while, like, you and my Lynn can chill while I play. Like, all that stuff. Was that somebody
It
knocking?
sounded like the garage.
Okay. And then I was
So what
like,
did y'all
okay,
do while he was
nothing, dude. Like me and my Lynn, and I was telling Edie, you never realize how tired you are until your head hits the pillow. So we were good. Like we got there, we checked in, we chilled. My Lynn and I, Henry had to do sound check. And then he came back. We were going to go eat, but his sound check was taking forever. So we were going to go eat while they were setting everything up. Yeah. And as soon as we sat down at the restaurant, they were like, oh, it's time for sound check. So we had to go back. And then they did sound check. And then after that, we were like, whatever, just get Whataburger. Because the traffic, dude, was insane. Like,
I saw Padre.
Yeah, like insane. Damn. Like our hotel was only like 9 minutes away from where he was playing. And it was just on the same strip. And it took us like a good 15, 20 minutes to get back to the room.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we ended up just getting Whataburger. And then my Lynn and I, we ate at the hotel. And we started watching, I think she put Peppa Pig on. She was like, can I watch it? Because I don't really let her watch that. And I was like, okay, yeah. And she laid down. And I had her with me. And I see her fall asleep. And I was like, yeah, we're not leaving tonight. I was going to feel bad, like, picking her up. And then, like, I laid my head down and I was like drifting off. I was like, yeah, definitely not leaving tonight. And then when Henry got back to the room, he was like, are we leaving? And then I was like, nah, man, like I'm tired. Like I'm not going to be able to help you drive.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. And he laid down. And like as soon as he put his head down, like I could hear him snoring. I was like, yeah, we were tired.
Yeah, we're
like,
all tired.
But we didn't realize we were that tired. Like I guess there was just like so much going on.
Yeah.
And then this morning we woke up, got some breakfast, and then we started heading this way. And then we chilled and we watched some new scary movie on Netflix.
Which one?
The Pope's Exorcist.
Oh, hell no.
No, it honestly, like, I thought it was
like,
going to be scary, but it actually wasn't scary. It was more like a mystery. Like, more like figuring out, like, what was going to happen. So it wasn't too bad. But then, after we finished, it said... Gabriel Amorth or something like that, which is like the Pope's exorcist. Like it gave his history, and we were like, "That was real. Like that was based on a true story."
So what is it about? Like, is there an actual exorcist that happens?
Yeah.
See, that's scary.
Dude. No, but it is like it kind of has a lot to do with like how the Catholic Church is now, like the Vatican and the Pope and everything, and how in the movie, like.
Oh my God, talking about this made me think about something. So remind me.
No, go.
I don't want to forget. No, you can go because I'm not. It has to do with like religion.
Okay, dude, but it's crazy because so you know about the 200 fallen angels, like the whole demon thing. Well, it has to do with that, but it's like a church house that's like a castle in Spain, and at that it's been sealed off like by the Vatican. Like it has the Vatican symbol. The like parts of the house, and they're like remodeling it, and a family moves in, and like the demons take over the daughter and the son. And it's like a very powerful demon. It won't release its name because you know how they have to
you
release
have to
the
call it by
name.
name.
Yeah, to be able to get rid of it. And it won't, it's like for a demon to take over one person, like it's already powerful, right? But for a demon to take over like multiple people, like it's a very, yeah. And he wanted that exorcist priest to go. Like he wanted him. Yeah. And he was like, basically like he has to sacrifice himself. But like the house is like insane because that house was sealed off. It's a house with a church. Oh, okay. So like a castle kind of, and it has like the church part of it. Oh, okay. And abajo, like there's an explosion that happens and it smells like gas, right? And so there's two priests that are going down. One of them's the main one. And he's like, it smells like gas, like the other one says. And he's like, yeah. And he was like, you feel that? And he was like, yeah, like, what is that? And he's like, that's hell. And apparently, like, this place was closed off and it was like, nobody could get rid of that demon from that place. So it had been sealed. And they had kind of just surrendered that part of the earth to the devil because nobody could get rid of that demon. Mm-hmm. So that part was like not God's, that wasn't for God's to touch and stuff. And ends up being like this very powerful demon. They called him by his name. They found his name because they found history of like the Catholic Church. And like even the priest is like, oh my God, like this is all sealed off. Like the church kind of had to like, the church played it off. Like they were like nobody knew about that. Yeah. Because I mean, I know that a lot of stuff happens like that the church kind of just like, yeah, you know, they hide.
A lot of people. Yeah.
A lot of people. Yeah. And so it has to do with that, but it's
so it was really supposed to be like a fallen angel?
Yeah, it was a fallen angel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was insane.
That's crazy.
But it was like interesting because I was telling Henry, I was like, man, and like that demon wanted that priest because he wanted that priest to kind of help with the Vatican, and the devil is inside with the Vatican now, and the devil runs like the devil wanted to run like the Vatican's and the Pope of the Catholic Church. Yeah, like that.
That's crazy.
That's insane. Real. And it's real. And I was like, and it's crazy because my mom tells me like que el diablo está allá adentro, like where the Vatican is and stuff. Like my mom tells me like all these crazy stories and I'm just like, that's insane.
What's the Vatican? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar.
So I'm not too familiar with it. I know I should be, but I'm not. But it's kind of like, you know how the government has like branches? The president and the branches? Well, the Vatican's kind of like
under the Pope or
yeah. But the Vatican, I think the Vatican runs the Pope. Like the Pope, you know, like it can't be like a doctorate, something like that.
Yeah, like that. Pope can make all decisions. Like it has to be.
Yeah, but the Pope is like the main one. Mm-hmm. Like the Pope does have to like approve what they say or something. Yeah. I think. Don't come at me, guys.
Some
like
stuff is like, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So it's like that. Okay. I think the Vatican has to do with like the cardinals and stuff of the Catholic Church. Yeah. It's insane.
That is insane.
It was insane, but it was like a mystery, so I wasn't like that scared.
Okay, so now that you were talking about that, I was like, oh, today I was on TikTok, right? And then
everything's on
I'm like,
TikTok.
nothing new. Yeah. But I was on TikTok, and did you see that movie Jay-Z's coming out with?
No.
Girl. So, but it reminded me of it because he's basically makes a movie of like a blasphemy. So literally the guy says like sees Jesus of Nazareth and he's like, I want to be like him. The Bible, when Satan wants to be just like God. Yeah. And literally the guy in the movie says, I want to be like him. So so when Jesus is crucified and all that it's like that happens. He sees it and then he starts to do things to pretend that Jesus of Nazareth and God sent him.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, blasphemy, like to the max. I was like, I can't believe this is real. And it's scary because then I'm like,
and Jay-Z's bringing this
old
out?
Times are just, I mean, what the Bible's saying when the end is coming, like it's coming more and more real. And I'm just like, this is crazy.
With everything. Dude.
Oh, I'll show you the trailer. But yeah, he's like, I want to be like Jesus of Nazareth. So he has like this little guy friend or whatever, right? And he pretends to give like this guy sight.
Yeah.
But the guy was never blind. And he was like, and the guy's like, he takes his blindfold off and the guy's like, I can see now. Like, it's a joke. And then he says like, God sent me and I want to have powers and power like him. And then he says there's a quote he says, but he says it's not about faith, like it's about knowledge. And like, dude, I was like,
but you want to watch it.
And Jay-Z dropped it. But you have seen where Jay-Z's like really affiliated with the satanic crew, right?
Oh yeah. I've seen everything.
Yeah. He's like really, there's this like super high power witch that he affiliates with. Well, all of Hollywood.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that.
I don't know. I've only seen all that stuff about Doja Cat and all these
But you've
people.
never before that, Jay-Z? You never
I've always just known about Jay-Z and like Beyonce with like the Illuminati. I guess that's what it's
like satanic. Anything not worse, not like having your faith in like God is just they have like their cults.
Dude, I saw this, speaking of TikTok, I saw this, it was today, dude. And then, like, this is so crazy, but I swear, I told Henry, I was like, that cloud looks like Jesus. Like, it was like a cloud looking like Jesus, and his hands were kind of like this. And Henry was like, that's weird, because we had just been talking about, like, God, you know? And I was telling Henry that I saw this thing on TikTok about one of the quotes in the Bible. I think it's Matthew something. And basically, like, it tells you, like, you can do, like, good deeds in the world and stuff, and you can follow God's rules, and you can do a lot of things.
That
and
doesn't
then
mean nothing.
When you go to heaven, so when you go to heaven, God can be like, I don't know you. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what? Like, that's insane. And so when I was like, I started looking into it, and like, there's a lot of journaling that goes into that verse. And they were like, yeah, because you can do all these good deeds and you can do everything. But if you never fully trusted in God, and you never fully like let him, like, for real, like 100% be like, okay, God, like,
surrender.
I surrender to you, basically. Yeah. That's when it's like, okay, like, I do know you because you did surrender to me. You did like believe in me.
That and not forgiving people. Like the Bible says too, if you can't forgive somebody, I won't forgive you before my Father.
Yeah, but there's a lot more that goes into it, because then I saw another TikTok that was like, you can forgive people. It doesn't mean that they're allowed to come back into your life or stuff like that. But you have to like, and then it says like forgiving people. I just saw a TikTok about this, and I know why it came up, because you know our text messages. But it was like this girl, she went to church, and she was like, listen guys, like, they talked about forgiveness, and she was like, when you forgive somebody, like, that hurt's always gonna be there, like, especially when it's brand new. And she said that the pastor talked about how it's not just like, don't just forgive the person for you, like, forgive them for them too. Mm-hmm. But he was like, but forgiveness, like, there's steps to it.
It's a process.
Yeah. And he was like, so it's not like, oh, I'm gonna put a Band-Aid over it, I forgive you, it's whatever. He's like, it's kind of like when you break a bone and you put a casket over it, it takes time to heal, and there's like a process to your bone healing all over again. And she was like, nowhere in there does this say you have to let this person back, like, in your life. Like, you can forgive them, say hi to them. Like, it's like, it's cool. And she was like, but there's a process to forgiveness. So I feel like where I'm at with like something that I'm going through is like, I've forgiven a person, but I'm not fully healed from it. Yeah. And I liked a lot what said on like the This and Much More podcast, where she was like, saying that, like, if you, like, let's say somebody does something to you, and then you go and you talk bad about this person because you want others to see that person the way you see them. And she's like, you're kind of ruining the image of the person for them. And like, so you're not just hurting them, and you're not just hurting yourself, but you're kind of also hurting like that person that has like a different vision of the person, because like you kind of ruined it for them. And I feel like that's what happened to me. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I saw this person like, okay, great. And then I found stuff out. This person did stuff to me, and it kind of like ruined the image I had of them. And I was like, had I not known, there would have never been like as serious as it got. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I was like, that's freaking insane. Yeah. But I've been very in my like telling Henry, I was like, and we really have to trust God. Like, we can't just be like, okay, God, I trust you, and then go and try to solve it by myself. I was like, because then it's like, okay, do you trust me or do you not trust me? Because you're not letting me do it. Like, you're not. A lot
of people struggle with that. Yeah. Myself.
And so, like, lately, anytime I'm like, okay, like, I pray to God for something, and it's like taking time. Like, it's not here yet. And I'm like, okay, like, it's in your hands. Like, I have to constantly remind myself, like, we don't have control over our lives.
Yeah.
Like, todo está en las manos de Dios, and it's going to be on his time. And when he feels that I'm ready for it, that's when he's going to give me like what I've been praying for. But my mom also always tells us, like, you can't, like, okay, like, let's say I don't even know let's say I want cake. And you're like, God, I want cake. And God gives you like all the baking ingredients and everything. And you don't do anything with them. So it's like, tú también tienes que poner de tu parte,
you know,
like
the tools.
Yeah. So that's where I've been on my journey with God this week.
So
I'm like, I know I went into a whole different thing, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm just trying to trust God and like not like take things into my own hands when things are getting difficult or things aren't going like what I'm thinking about. It's hard.
We're all human.
Yeah, it's hard, but I'm just like constantly reminding myself, like, it's okay. Like, just breathe.
No, but yeah, forgiveness is definitely a process, because I always say that with like my situation with my mom. But I had said I've forgiven her, but I didn't realize it was a process. So there was things that would make me angry again, and then I would harden my heart again towards her. And one time I met, like, we went to a Bible study, and this lady knew nothing about me, about my mom, nothing. And, you know, I went out for prayer, and she told me, like, you need to forgive. You haven't forgiven her. And I was like, what? And then the lady was like, you need to forgive your mom. You haven't forgiven her.
Yeah.
God knows your heart, and it's still hard. And God can't do anything with you unless your heart is soft. And I was like, and I like literally got goosebumps, and my hair like stood up, and I was like, oh my God. And then I turned around and I just gave my mom a hug, and I said, I'm sorry, I forgive you. And then like we were both obviously crying, and I was crying, she was crying. And I told her, I know it's going to be a process. There's a lot of things I have to heal from, but because that day they had taught about how when our heart is hardened, God can't use us, or he can't do things for us, or we can't hear him because our heart is hardened. So we can't, if we're not soft, we can't hear. You have to be like, your spirit has to be soft and calm and in control for you to hear from God. If you're angry, if you're hardened, if you're impatient, or if you know, anything negative, you can't receive from God. So I understood it, and I took it as like, I don't want to miss my blessing. I don't want to miss a word from God. I don't want to be hardened to where I don't receive from God, because I can't. Like, I say I forgave my mom, but I really haven't. But God really, I mean, I deep down, I knew I had it. Like, there was still hurt there that I just, and it was hard because I lived with her. So there was just things that my mom would do, and it would trigger me. Like, you would do that to me when we were little. Like, why are you but then too, I had to realize, like, my mom is human too. And God is working through all of us and all of our struggles. So I can definitely relate to the process thing, because it was a process for me with my mom.
Yeah.
Definitely a process. And I mean, we're always going to have to not agree on a lot of things, but I can say that my mom, she's changed a lot. So much. I mean,
like, ella también está poniendo de su parte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that's all you can really ask
and
for.
But that's my mom, you know?
Yeah.
It's different. But, and then that, it's crazy because that day too, when they talked about forgiveness, my friend from, when I told you I had a bad breakup.
Oh, yeah.
She was there too. That was her first Bible study. That's the only one she went to. And she wasn't going to go. She told me, she's like, I wasn't going to come. But last minute I was like, let me go. And God knew my heart was hardened to her too. Like, I would still, it wasn't hardened. It was still hurting. Like, I really hadn't forgiven her. And she was there. And after I gave my mom a hug, like, I was kind of there just like still praying. And after we talked and prayed, and then I was still praying, and I could feel the Holy Spirit, like, go hug her. Go say you're sorry. And like, even though we both had the fallout, we were both wrong. I can admit that.
Yeah.
But I just felt the Holy Spirit telling me, like, I'm telling you. And I was like, ugh. So then I like walked over there, and then I was like, I'm sorry. And she was like, oh my God, I was just thinking about you. And then we like hugged each other, and we said like sorry to each other. It was like, only God can do that, you know?
Yeah.
Only God could have said it at that day, for me to go that day, for her to go that day.
Oh, yeah.
For the two people that I had hurt in my heart about. that like really messed with me, and they were both there.
That's insane.
And they talked about forgiveness.
Yeah, it could have been any other topic.
Yeah, any other topic. And I was like, okay, I hear you, God. It's hard. I get it. It's hard.
It's hard trying to obey God.
It's so hard sometimes.
Try to be like the best version that we can for Him. But it's like a constant reminder because we're human. Yeah. You know, like, for sure. We know.
But I never want to go before God either and Him tell me, like,
I know, dude.
That's what scares me too. That's me in my mind. Like, I never want to go before Him until He tells me, like, I asked you to do one thing and you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And it was like the most simple thing, but because your pride took over, like, no, you know, the only person, you know me, I don't have a lot of pride, but the only person I do have pride with is my mom.
Yeah, but I mean, that's understandable. Probably also because you know that, like, at the end of the day, she's your mom and y'all will get through it. Yeah. So that's probably why it allows you to, like, hold on to stuff longer or, like, be more prideful towards things because I feel like, you know, like, I'll let it go sometime or...
I want to believe I let it go then and there. It's just like, no, I don't know how to keep my mouth shut. That's my problem. So when she does something, like, I speak on it and then it's like...
Oh, I never know how to keep my mouth shut.
And I feel God telling me, like, remember, honor your mother and father. And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, I really, with my mom, I feel a lot, like, when God speaks to me, I feel it a lot. Like, honor your mother and father, you'll have long years. And I'm like, don't say nothing, Giselle, don't say nothing. And it's not saying that she's right either. She could be doing something wrong, but I can't, like, disrespect her. Because she's your mother. I know the word of God, and then it triggers in my head, like, like, you can talk to your mom, but you can't disrespect her. And that's the thing with me. Like, I start to get loud, or no, I don't disrespect my mom, like, cuss her out, but I get loud and I talk back, and that's when she's like, yes, and I'm like,
yeah,
don't talk back to me in front of your little brother and sister. And I'm like, Sorry, that's guys, the only time you'll see me. Be a bad girl.
Drink's making me burp.
Oh yeah. But the movie, yeah, I'm gonna show you the trailer, and it's like,
yeah, good topics to start off the podcast. But going into the laws now, just so I don't know if you're from Texas, then you know that starting September 1st, Texas passed a total of like a bizarre number of laws, and actually, like, I'm not mad about them. Like, I'm not mad about a lot of them. There's the one where if you're past 774 laws. Yeah.
I had to look at the
and number. There's one about, like, if you're driving under the influence, you crash, you kill somebody's parent, you have to pay child support for that parent's kid. Like, you have to pay child support.
Okay, so I was thinking about that. Me and Rob got in a whole argument
me and
about
my parents too.
I was like, how does that happen?
How does that work?
If they gotta go to jail. And then he was like, exactly. He's like, they're gonna go to jail, so how are they gonna pay it? I'm like, I don't know. I guess when they get out, like if they only get like 3-4 years, and he's like, but they wouldn't get 3-4 years
because they killed somebody.
It'd be manslaughter, intoxication. And then he was like, he proved the point. He was like, does your mom's baby daddy pay child support right now? Because when he was in jail, right? And I was like, no. And he's like, exactly. So how is the government still gonna have to pay for it?
That's what I don't get. Yeah. So are taxes going up again? That's what I was thinking. That's what we were thinking too. I was like, well, that's a cool law, but like, how does it work?
Exactly.
So maybe we need to do some research on it.
Research more on it.
And then there's a no sales tax on women products. So like tampons, pads, diapers. I think even formula.
Oh, formula. Yeah.
Yeah. Wipes, all that stuff. So a lot more stuff goes under that list, but that's so amazing. I wonder if Midol would fall under that. I love Midol. And then what was another one?
There was a lot. That's why I'm like, dang, I couldn't keep up with a lot of them. Let me see.
What was the other one?
So another one was where they're gonna, if the school's funds can afford it, they're gonna have a police at every school. An
armed police officer. Yes. I think if they can't afford it, they have to like provide paperwork showing that they can't afford it either.
Which I was like, yes.
But that's amazing.
And then another one is fentanyl is now considered a poison. So if you're caught like selling fentanyl to somebody, you poison them, so they go to jail.
That's good. Mm-hmm. See, these are good laws. Honestly, I was telling my mom, I was like, man, the governor surprised me.
Yeah, we
like
gotta
honestly,
read.
like
I'm like that. Those are some that stand out, right? But we still have to read more.
Yeah, there's. I mean, 700. There's no way we would ever get through them all. But the ones that stand out the most are like, or that caught our eye, was like, in our opinion, like they were good laws to pass.
Yes, I agree. And they were talking about removing that a chaplain. What is it?
A chaplain?
Yeah.
For what?
Like at schools.
Like a chaperone?
I don't know, but at schools they were talking about if there's no counselor available, there would be a chaplain.
Oh, what's the chaplain? Chaplain?
That's just what it says. I'm
Google it. What does chaplain mean?
And then I know the hospital bills too. They have to show you the itemized.
Oh, that's good.
Yep. They have
that's
to
amazing.
by law. Mm-hmm.
Because they be putting
dude, for us, toll roads.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I did see the toll roads one. Like, if you use them a lot, you're going to be getting, like, a discount.
Yes.
But my Lynn's already in school. I don't use the tolls no more.
I use them all the time to get to work.
Yeah, you use them a lot.
That's
lot. So good. I'm excited for that, though.
Because I was like, dang, $20 a week. Like, that adds up.
Dude, it's more than 20. Si le haces cuentas, like, I think it's more than 20, yeah.
I'm sure.
But we can go ahead, and I wanted to do like a quick little, well, it's not quick, I think, but like a question thing. I had seen like some podcasts doing it, and I was like, oh my God, like let me Google some questions, and let's ask each other questions. So
are we going to answer each question? Like both sides, right?
Yeah.
All right. The first one is, what is the best excuse you use for being late?
Best excuse?
For being late you use. Like, what's the best excuse?
Starbucks had traffic. Just kidding.
Is this supposed to be like a funny answer, or like a funny real answer? Because I'm like a real answer.
And it can be something.
I got a flat tire.
It can be something you've heard somebody else use, like an excuse you've heard somebody else. You're like, oh, that's a good one.
A good one.
Yeah, like that's a good excuse.
I don't know if I've ever heard anything, but there's one like, okay, I don't really think I've heard anything about being late because my job's not big on like being late.
Yeah, ours either. Yeah.
So, but I did hear this one girl. She was very bold for this, and I was like, "Oh,
what? I have one."
She was telling her supervisor, because she's not under me, she's under somebody else. She was like, she was telling her that she needed a day off because whatever reason, right? And her manager was like, well, we don't have you for that day. We had this day for you. And she was like, well, I need this day because I have to do my hair. And she was like, what do you mean you have to do your hair? And she's like, well, I mean, I could take my laptop, but I'm getting my hair done. And I'm just thinking like, you're bold. Like, why wouldn't you just like,
is she Gen Z?
Yes. I was like, and me, oh my God, okay, so me and Taylor, we worked together. Me and Taylor were sitting there like, she's not just telling him. Like, I mean, I guess the honesty works, but I was shocked.
But that's a millennial thing, right? Yes. Us getting anxiety over like asking for a day off at work. Yeah, that's just like built in us. Like, yeah, your boss can be the most laid back person.
We have to like come up with the biggest lie.
For what? They're gonna give you the day off, dude. Yeah, like it's not. Well,
she was telling because her day wasn't approved. Oh, and she was like, "I need you to work your schedule or whatever." She was like, "Well, I need to get my hair done."
And she was like, technically, if you ask for a day off, you don't have to tell them why.
Oh, you don't. No,
you just tell them I'm not gonna be here.
No, exactly. But she was telling her, and we were just so shocked. We were listening to the whole conversation because they were like right in front of our desk, and she's just like, "Well, I need this day off instead." So she had another day off, but she needed to switch it to another day because she had a hair appointment. She scheduled the wrong day, and her boss was like, "Okay, well, I need you. Like, I approved this day for you. Can you move your hair appointment?" And she was like, "Well, no, because the girl's giving me a hookup, so I'm not paying for it." And then she's like, my boss, I mean, not my boss, the supervisor was just looking like, how is that my problem? Yeah. Like, I don't understand. And me and Taylor were just like, what? Like, she's like, I'm not paying for it. It's free hair. I'm going, switch my day.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
I wish I had the balls because that could never be me.
I would have just called in, to be honest. Like,
Dude, I go during my lunch break.
I would have just called in.
Or I'm like, I'm going to be a little bit late. It's 4 hours late.
Literally.
But like, I stress about shit like that. Why?
I do stress.
I don't know. I don't know. My boss, like, for the most part, like, unless there's like a bizarre number of people off and it's like, dude, like 5 people are already out. Like, can you please, like, you know, like that, then that's different. But for the most part, my job's pretty chill about stuff like that. It's just me. I create this anxiety in my head about asking for a day off. Asking to come in 30 minutes late, I'm going to freak out about it. Like, why?
I don't think I forgot about it no more.
But for me, I just remembered the craziest excuse I've ever heard. And it was legit. Like, it wasn't like a made up thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is at the job I'm at or one of the credit unions I used to work at. And I want to say it was at a credit union I used to work at. But this girl lived on a farm. She had a farm. She was one of the tellers. And she couldn't go to work because her cow died or her cow got out of the fence. I think it was her cow got out of the fence and it took her a while to, like, come on, that's cow, funny. Like, get back in. And I'm like, that's such a Texas thing.
No, that's funny you brought that up because there was a lady who used to work at our job. But we were working from home and she was like, she joined the call late. She was like, I'm so sorry I joined the call late. My pigs got out and everything. And I was like, what the fuck? She lived out in a farm in Uvalde.
You see? Yeah. Because we're from Texas.
And she would do, when we were in the office, she would bring eggs, like real eggs from chickens.
That's my dream, to live on a farm. I'm late because my cow got out. That's my dream. That's my dream.
I had to birth the horse.
Literally.
I just had a baby.
Dude, I told Henry I want to wake up at 4 a.m. so I can go feed my horses.
Yeah.
And just come back and like chill.
You know, you can use all that for your taxes.
Oh, too. Yeah. I think one, like, cattle gives you no taxes on like 5 acres of land or 4 acres of land or something like that. So that's my goal to own a farm, un rancho. Okay, next question.
If you had a pet parrot, what would you teach it to say?
I want to know your answer to
me. I'd probably do some like Jesus stuff.
I knew it. I was like,
in Jesus' name, amen. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus.
You should teach it to say I rebuke it.
Like, I rebuke it in the name of Jesus.
Like, imagine somebody just saying something bad. I rebuke it from the...
Exactly. Yep. That's what I would do.
That's funny. I don't know what I would teach it to say. Probably something funny.
What do y'all say?
I don't know. I really don't know what I would tell it. I just knew you were going to say something about Jesus. Yeah. Like,
they're so
what
funny.
would I teach it?
There's this one on TikTok where it's, what the hell? Like, it says it all the time. And she's like, well, no, what the hell are you? And then it's like, no, what the way?
I don't know.
I feel like you would teach it something in Spanish.
I feel like I would teach it a curse word, even though that's bad. But
I feel like you would teach it something funny in Spanish. Like, you say a lot of sayings in Spanish.
I don't know. What could it say? It has to be something quick, like that. Like, I rebuke it. Like, that's funny because it's fast. It's
I rebuke
like,
it.
I would say it. You could teach a parrot to say that. Man, I didn't really think about this. I don't know.
Do you think Henry or Mylan says something all the time?
Henry doesn't really have a saying. Henry used to have like a lot of lingo, and like even my cousins say it now. But nothing comes to my mind right now. I don't know.
So you wrote that question down just for me?
Just for you. Yeah, I don't know what I would teach it to say.
All right, let's go. What is one band or musician you would love to party with? Ooh.
That's a good one, right?
That is.
Man, I don't know. I just thought these were good questions. Party with. Oh,
I don't know.
Band or musician?
That's a hard one.
That is a hard one because there's so many of them.
Yes.
Oh, what if it could be somebody from the past? I would choose Elvis.
Girl.
Somebody in the past would be Elvis. Frank Sinatra.
Oh, that's a good
one. But I don't think he'd be a good party person.
That's a good one. Okay. Selena. I probably want to get to know her.
She would be funny, but I don't think she's a party animal.
No, I don't think she'd be, but I would still want to
hang out with her. Yeah.
Okay, so going out with her. So party. Okay, so party with. Let me see.
Party, I think I'm sticking to Elvis.
Oh, this is hard.
What about like a rapper or something?
I was going to say Wiz Khalifa, but all he does is smoke. And I don't smoke, so I would just want to see how he parties. But I'm trying to think of a girl I'd want to party with.
Girl?
I can't, like, the only person that comes to my head because she looks wild is Miley Cyrus.
Dude, shut up.
Yeah.
I had her in my mind.
Yeah, that's the only
but
person.
because lately she's been
Been
all
all over
so
my
cool.
freaking like TikTok, and I just like I love her as like a person. I understand she went through all her shit like with the whole wrecking ball thing, but I really do feel that she was going through stuff with her divorce. But I'm like, she seems so freaking cool. Like if I were to run into her at the bathroom, she's taking a shot with me. She's taking a shot with me. We're gonna talk. We're gonna party.
She seems like a cool person to party
We're
with.
gonna sing "Party in the USA."
Yes.
Like yes.
That's the only girl I can think of.
That's so crazy. Okay. Dude, that's like literally I was like, Taylor Swift, nah, she seems boring. And then I was like, Miley
that's a good
Cyrus,
one.
like in my head.
What's your weirdest favorite smell?
Dude, okay.
I love.
Here's his gasoline.
Yes.
How did I know?
I love gas.
Mine is
I have two, so I'll go after.
okay, go. Because I don't know what weirdest favorite smell. I can't say.
You have to.
I don't know. I can't. No, I'm not gonna say that.
I'm just kidding.
No. Okay. I mean, unless you're like for real, you haven't shit in a while, and you smell that like waste in your poop. Like I feel like you know when that was stuck in there for a while.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't like that smell.
I was literally.
Sharpies. And alcohol.
Sharpies is good.
Like not alcohol liquor, like the smell of alcohol. Like
Oh, okay, so I like hand sanitizer.
Oh,
I'll like
hand
put it on there and
sanitizer.
like.
dude, that's how I am with alcohol. Like, oh my god, when I was little and the nurses would have to put a shot on me and they'd have to get the alcohol swab. Oh, drugs, dude. I could just be like,
Oh
oh,
my
it
god.
smells so good.
I love the smell of it. When I was pregnant with Robbie, I would grab like hand sanitizer. Like
What's the smell you can't stand?
that I can't stand for
Yeah,
cheesesteaks. I'm so serious. I'm so serious.
You know what? How is that a smell?
A Philly cheesesteaks when they're
They all smell different. Aren't they different?
I don't know, but when I was pregnant with Robbie, I smelled it one time and I threw up, and it still sticks with me. Philly cheesesteaks.
You know what this reminded me of? Because that's not even like a legit smell because they all smell different. It's like those two guys in the basement podcast
Oh, okay.
where he's like, what's your favorite Pop-Tart? And he's like, Spider-Man. And he's like, he's like, why can't you just say strawberry? Like that.
Yeah.
Like Philly cheesesteaks, what is that?
I don't know.
For me,
so
it's
vomit.
Clorox.
You don't like Clorox?
Dude,
I said that super loud.
I will gag.
Really?
With my mom, like, I use it because it's gonna, like, for real sanitize my house, but I can never, like if I'm gonna
So you
use
get
that.
the like smell one?
No, I get the regular one, non-splash, you know, but I just can't smell it. I will literally, like, I'll be gagging, like, without throwing up. Like, it's just, like, a gagging attack. Like, when I go to my mom's, I walk in and I'm like, you use Clorox. And she's like, I did. How'd you know? I was like, I smell it. Clorox to me smells like patas. Like, I don't feel like it smells good.
Patas?
I feel like it smells, like, disgusting. Like, it smells like a trapeador viejo. Like, I don't know. It smells freaking gross to me.
I love it. I don't love it. I like it. It doesn't bother
I
me.
do like the way it makes the air feel.
It does make it feel clean.
Right?
Yep.
It just, like, it's something about it. It's clean, but it stinks to
I
me.
mean, it's bleach.
Yeah.
So something I thought of that I don't like the smell, and it's probably nobody's smelt it, but when
Japanese
Paper-
cherry blossom.
no, but okay, that was very specific. When paper prints from a printer,
Oh, I like that.
I don't. Oh, I don't.
What?
I don't know. I can
That's so
smell it
weird.
though. I can smell it, and I'm pretty sure everybody hates this, but when feet stink, oh my god, I freaking hate that. I hate that.
Okay, that's a weird
so
smell I like.
bad.
You know what's a weird smell I like? Baby's patas when they're
Oh
sweaty.
no, that's cute.
And baby throw up.
Ew.
Like when they're newborn stage and it smells like lechita.
So like the not throw up, but the spit up.
Yeah, like
Okay.
the little lechita. Like I
Yeah.
like that smell.
So
weird.
Puppy breath.
Oh yeah.
New puppy
Say
breath.
más. Oh, we was a puppy. Yeah, but yeah.
Those are weird smells. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people can agree.
Yeah.
What is the worst fashion decision you've ever made? Do you have a picture of it? Oh my god, no, I don't. In middle school, I thought it was so cool to do like the Dickies and.
Oh my gosh. I think I own Dickies, dude.
No, dude.
For me, it was.
Slick back hair. Oh, Dios mío.
I used to put bows in my hair all throughout junior high.
Shut up.
I used to do the high bun with the bow. The millennial girls. Yeah. The shorts rolled at gym class. You know what I'm talking about? With the dare shirt rolled into a liga in the back. That was me during athletics.
Remember the poof?
Oh, I did those.
I did that too.
I did the poofs. Dude, that was like my signature.
Oh my god.
I had a poof. And then after the poof was, and I would do the double poof. Like the little thing right here, and then like the volume poof.
Shut up.
Girl, I went to LaPorte with nothing but white girls.
Southern. No, I did that. I did.
Oh, those ugly platform tacones. The round ones that were like this
I
big.
never had those.
I had those.
Oh,
yeah.
A lot of girls did have them.
The chunky necklaces, they're coming back, dude.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I wouldn't do it.
Oh, you know what I'm excited that's coming back? The Juicy Couture tracksuit.
Yes,
we should get some.
They're so cute.
I saw them at Marshall's. We should get some.
Yes, that would be cute. I'm down for that.
Oh.
I'm loving the jean skirts. I have like
I
5
love
in my
jean
Shein
skirts.
cart.
Yeah, the long ones.
Yes.
Yes, me
I have,
too.
like, 5 of them.
I think they're so cute.
Yes.
I'm excited for fall. Oh, I'm excited for fall.
I know. We better start like really. We should do that. Like dress up for our podcast.
Yeah, I told you so. I was like, next episode. I told you right now. I was like, I want to dress up for fall. I also, so the cooking thing on TikTok, like I haven't really been doing it because I haven't been meal prepping with my limb being back at school. But I love decorating my house for the holidays, so I think I'm gonna start doing that.
Cooking?
The decorating. Like
I started to record
stuff.
myself getting ready for this, and I forgot to
Dude,
do the whole.
I had my phone right there, and I was like,
Dang it.
for me to record a podcast.
No, I did the whole get ready with me. I forgot to do the like entering and like the podcast room. Oh well. I'll use it next
time. Yeah.
So the next question is, what would you do if you were the size of a fly?
I'd go annoy whoever was annoying me that day. Like if I was the size of a fly, like I'd be like, Giselle was pissing me off today. Let me go buzz in her ear.
And I'm over here thinking like freaking CSI and stuff. I'd like probably go spy on the president. Or
oh my god!
Like the politics and see what's really going on. Or I want to see what's really like.
I want to know who really runs you.
Yeah, I want to see if there's really a zombie apocalypse coming through. I don't know. I want to see all the files.
Dude, we have like our podcast telepathy thing because when we were driving back over here, you know those big windmills?
Yeah.
Like the big fans? I was telling Henry, I was like, so what do those do? And Henry was like, they run off the wind. Like the wind creates the energy. I was like, dang, isn't that crazy? Like energy comes from the wind. And then I was like, how many do you need for like if an apocalypse were to happen? I was like, how many do you need for a rancho so we could just close it off, you know, start planning. And Henry was like, I don't think one would be enough. Like we were like legit talking about it, and I was like, dang, like we get everything from the earth. Like Jesus don't let que nos falte nada. Like if we really were to like just live from earth, like we could.
We can. Oh yeah.
Like that's amazing to me.
We could.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that time in my life. My dad will be like, I can't wait till that satellite falls off and you'll have no internet.
We probably die at first. I'm bored.
Next question.
This is the last one. If someone told you your partner was arrested without giving any additional details, what's the first assumption you would make and why?
He got in a fight and he was drinking.
That was yours?
Yeah, because Henry's peleonero when he drinks. He knows it. Like, he'll get mad. He punched his best friend once because he was so drunk and they were arguing. And my compadre to this day brings it up. That was the week before I met Henry. He punched my compadre in the face. And to this day, we're what? Like, my Len's already gonna be 5 and he'll be like, remember, like when he drinks, dude, he's like, remember that time you punched me? Like I told him, I was like, he's still butthurt about that, like, cause he brings it every time he drinks. He's like, nah, one time Henry punched me in the face, and Henry's like, man, but that's my ride or die. Henry's like, because he's like, he forgave me. Like, I punched him in the face,
Yeah.
and he's still my friend. He still shows up for me. Henry's like, that's my boy. Like, Henry's like, regardless of anything, like, I know he's got me.
Yeah, that's funny. I'm still trying to think.
Rob?
I feel like Rob would get arrested for saying some dumbass shit.
I was gonna say.
Like saying some out of line stuff that like you said it to the wrong person and bam, they arrested you for some.
They arrested you for.
But I feel like a lot of people say wild stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like it would have to be a situation where he said it to the wrong person. That or his friends. Like his
got him
friends
in
get
trouble.
Yep, his friends got in a fight and he just happened to be in the middle. He going to jail too.
Like, let's say Henry and Rob are out with the guys, and then Henry's like, babe, like, tell Giselle that Rob's in jail. What would you think?
He did something. He said something stupid, or he tried to. Because there's been okay. So Rob's gonna say something stupid, but I don't know. Like this sounds so bad. One time we went to San Padre and the bouncer wouldn't let us go back in because we lost our keys, and he was like, he was talking so much mess to the bouncer. It's like, Rob, you're gonna get in trouble. Like, shut up. And he was like, what? He thinks he can. And the bouncer was like, I'm gonna tell you again, like, don't do it. And he was like, you gonna do what? You gonna do what? And I was like, oh my God. But Rob was tipsy too. I don't feel like he would do that not being tipsy, but he still does. So that's how I'm like, I contradict myself. He'd get arrested for just talking a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
To the wrong person. That's what I'm saying.
Or like when you don't know when to shut up with cops.
Yes.
Like that.
That's Rob.
Yeah.
He doesn't know when to shut up with cops.
Well.
And I'm like, dude.
Oh, also, guys, this will drop after we already announced our giveaway winner.
Yes.
But we've announced the giveaway winner by now. If you still haven't, send us a DM with your email address, and we will email you the little like certificate thing,
The giveaway
thing. Yeah. But that's our episode for today. Send us TikToks that you find interesting. Send us topics through DMs. Send us anything that you feel that would be a good conversation for the podcast. And we'll be looking out for those. Also, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, everything. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.